All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Agent Win Outdoors. I wanted to put together a complimentary video to kind of clean up the video I put out before that was how my Jonny Boat died, or my Jonny Boat died. I can't remember the name of it, but you guys know what it is. It's on the channel. Just look it up. I'll put the description up here. But basically, people had a lot of questions on what happened to the Jonny Pod, or the Jonny Bass 100 Jonny trolling motor pod. And because I went out on the Potomac and the thing just died on me, just gone. So, feel free, who is the parent company of Jonny Boat. They took great care of me. They shipped me out another one. I had one within a couple of days, another one. And it worked fine. I had to make some adjustments to that. But one of the things I noticed with it also is that it had almost the same issue. And what I decided to do was to open up my Jonny Pod, get my screw gun out, open that sucker up, and see what's going on. And what I found out, this was the problem. This is called a speed switch. It's a 5-way speed switch. And if you can tell, you look very closely at this top one right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually burnt out. It's melted. And this is the red wire. The red wire goes into this receptacle right here. And the red wire that goes into that receptacle is actually a double tap, which means another wire piggybacks off of the red wire, and it forms one connection that goes into this one little receiver right here. I don't know what you call them. But every trolling motor has a 5-speed switch. This controls the power setting, the clutch for the reverse, the forward, whether you're going in first gear, second gear, third, fourth, fifth, all the way through. This is what controls all of that. And it's all connected with wires inside of your Jonny Pod. In fact, any trolling motor that you have will have this 5-speed switch in it. So this is one of the things that I learned. And so I opened it up and I looked at it, and I couldn't see it at first. I could not see it at first. I didn't know what was going on. I looked at it and I looked at it. I said, you know what? This thing looks melted right here. I don't know if the light is doing it any justice, but you can tell the color in it is different than the other ones. It has like a gold burnt color to it. The other ones are silver. But that particular circuit, and you can even look on the back end of it, and you can see how it's gold, it's burnt out, it's melted around that. So I think all the connections went bad, and that's why my trolling motor died on me. It basically melted the 5-speed switch. That one wire had so much heat going through it that it just melted. It couldn't take it. So what I did was, because that intrigued me for the longest time, even though I had the new motor that came in and I used it and everything was great, in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, is it going to happen again? And I had to know what happened to the last one. So I did some research, and what I found out was that you can purchase these 5-speed switches, and I happen to purchase one here. This is what it looks like, the full switch that sits into the Jonny Pod. And actually that big red knob on the top of the Jonny Pod, this is what it turns, this right here. It tells it whether to go in reverse, forward, what speed to do it at, all that. So this is the exact switch. And I went on Amazon, I went on eBay, I went on all these different websites trying to find this exact switch. The head switches look close to it, but none of the switches had this little piece right here, and I actually bent that in. This little piece right here, because the Jonny Pod has a little screw that attaches to that, and it keeps it in there in place. So every time you turn that knob, you know you're gonna turn it. It's not gonna move on you. So, but these bad boys cost 25 bucks a piece. I had to order these straight from China. I couldn't get them anywhere else. I had to get them from China. Yeah, China. But I got them. They came like a month later, and I popped this sucker in, and she started right up. So people who are having problems with their Jonny Bass Boat 100 trolling motors, the Jonny Pod, as they call it, this is usually the culprit right here. When these go bad, you got a bad motor. But usually, you know, the wires and everything inside the Jonny Pod is pretty good. I mean, except for that one wire that has that piggy tail on it. And I'll show you a workaround that'll fix that too, because I had issues with it on my new trolling motor that I got, where I had a circuit breaker installed and it would still cut off on me. The circuit breaker would trip. You know, after running for about 5 minutes, it would just trip. I was like, wow, I'm going through the same thing again. I'm getting upset. And I just cracked it open. I'll show you the wire. And all I did was just put some black electrical tape over the wire so they're not touching, because they come together like this and they're kind of exposed. And then you have the piece that it's connected to. They both come inside the connector, but they're exposed and there's no insulation right here. So what I did was I just put in some, you know, electrical tape on both wires, and the problem was solved. The problem was solved. I mean, I was running 6 miles again on my trolling motor, no problem. I was running all day, no problems. The trolling motor would go until the battery conked out. So that's what I was looking for. And, you know, I'm fishing tournaments now out of my kayak, and reliability with the trolling motor is issue number one. So once I figured that out, I felt more comfortable going further and further out with the Jonny Boat. And it really helped my fishing. It helped my confidence. And it helped my overall confidence in the boat and whether or not it's going to perform. But it all started with this, and it ended with the 2 wires that go into it. And I'll show you pictures of it so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you're out there and you're having problems with your Jonny Boat, it can be fixed. It's a simple fix. It's just a matter of getting a 5-speed switch installed, because the one you have, odds are, probably got burnt out. It looks like this one right here. This bottom one right here. See how it's melted? That's what it's going to look like. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll miss it. You won't see it. It'll look fine. But if you know what you're looking for, you'll instantly see it. And I just showed you. You can fix it pretty quick. So I hope that helps you guys out there. I wanted to put this video out to clear up any confusion about the reliability of the Jonny Pod and what to do if you are having issues, what the issues might be, because I know I'm not the only one out there. There were some other people having issues with it too. I just happened to figure out what the hell was going on, and I figured out a fix for it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that helps you. All right, I'm out. If you have any questions, leave some comments down in the comment section. I'll respond to all of them as quick as I can. And hit the like and subscribe button if you want more great content like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. This is your 5-speed switch, okay? The actual circuit that burnt out was this one right here. This is the one that has the infamous double tap on there. You can see you got 2 wires right here. And at the end, you can't see they're actually bare. So that's not a good thing, because once they start touching right here, I'm sorry, it creates a short, and this thing melts out, and it basically destroys your 5-speed switch. And the extra wire, this pigtail in there, is going to the battery meter. So, you know, I mean, is it necessary? Probably not, but it is what it is. So I had to replace this wire, because it comes out of here and it goes all the way down into the 5-speed switch. So I beefed it up and put a bigger wire on, bigger gauge wire on. This is what the old wire looked like. And the reason I changed it is because this wire was actually fried. I mean, it was discolored. It was burnt out. So I replaced it. And I also put some tape around to keep them, to stabilize them, number one, but also to keep them from touching. And I also did the same thing with this one right here. Any exposed wire that I saw in here, I put tape on it, and that helped out tremendously. You got to do that. I don't know why it comes from the factory and you got exposed wires like that. It's just maybe a half an inch, not even a half inch, 3/8 of an inch, less than that, of exposed wire. And when they start touching, that's bad news. So that was the source of my problems. And I just wanted to break that down for you guys and show it to you. And this is the 5-speed switch, and this is the little bolt right here that I was trying to show you. As you can see, that's what you bolt into to keep the 5-speed switch in there and not moving around when you're turning the power knob on the other side. So, but that's what it looks like on the inside of the Jonny Pod.